YouTube stuff as well. Welcome back, guys, to the show and to the Stanley Parable. Last time we played, we reached Hev. As you can see here, that's maybe where we're going to start off. In fact, I believe if I load this up, we're going to be in Hev again. Which isn't so bad. I liked Hev. It was a nice place. But it also takes hours to load. Hev takes forever to load. I bet, man, God should really work on his netcode. Alright, so here we go. So it means we gotta begin the game again because we've already experienced that, and if you didn't experience that, the VOD is up on youtube.com/BaerTaffy right now. Whoop, and it's frozen. Well, hopefully that fixes itself. Baer, I need your email again. That'll be alex@GameTaffy.com. That's available on my About tab on the YouTube page if you ever need to see it. Come on, game. It does this all the time. Like, I always feel like I need to reboot it because it goes into not responding, and like it goes so far as to have the gray over the screen and everything, but then all of a sudden it snaps back to action. Snapchat's to action. Snapchat's weird, man. I don't think I'm ever gonna get into Snapchat. Like, who wants to see pictures for only 5 seconds? If you're gonna send me a photo, I want to see a photo. I mean, like, it's probably just mostly used for sexting anyway. I'm just not hip and cool like the kids are these days, I guess. Alright, here we go.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
So we've had quite a few different endings experienced already. I got a few last time. I died in a nuclear explosion. I reached Hev, as we mentioned. I got all 5 inputs on the different monitors. I've been out the window already. Haven't had anything to do with the fern, which I feel like is going to be an important thing at some point in our lives. But it might be about time that we just go on our merry way here. I'm thinking I'm going to go to the right again because there's this entire different storyline that we haven't explored just by staying on the elevator. And that might be the first one that I want to do today. So let's go this way.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
So we're going to go to the right side. We've already been through all the other rooms here.
Meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Yep.
Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring.
Skip by.
Eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
We also have the possibility of just going straight through here, and I'm pretty sure that just goes to the meeting room, but I honestly don't actually know, so I'll maybe do that tonight as well.
Stanley was so bad at
really want to do this.
It's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
And I love how sassy he gets. Sassy narrator is my favorite
Stanley,
narrator.
I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
For her? Who's her?
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself, to put your work aside, to let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
My mother? Mom, have they locked you in a dark room? Oh, Jesus.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this, to reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
There's 2 options here, clearly. 1, answer the phone. 2, fall down. No. Unplug the phone. Can I unplug the phone?
As Stanley picked up the phone, a white light engulfed him, filling him not just with radiance, but with hope. Hope for a life reunited one... Wait. Oh, goodness. Stanley, did you just unplug the phone?
Yes, I did.
No, that wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that? You actually chose incorrectly? I didn't even know that was possible. Let me double check.
He's doing the papers thing.
No, it's definitely here, clear as day. Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another. Music comes in, fade to white, roll credits.
I love fades to white.
Picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible? None of these decisions were supposed to mean anything. I don't understand. How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't believe it. How had I not noticed it sooner? You're not Stanley. You're a real person. I can't believe I was so mistaken. This is why you've been able to make correct and incorrect choices. And to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you'd made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation?
No, that's pretty much the gist
of
it.
Risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you properly on safe decision-making in the real world. Please observe this helpful instructional video.
Oh God, yes.
Choice. It's the best part of being a real person. But if used incorrectly, can also be the most dangerous. For example, in this scenario, a hypothetical real person named Stephen has a choice. He could spend years helping improve the quality of life for citizens of impoverished third world nations. Or he could systematically set fire to every orphan living in a 30-kilometer radius of his house.
I love this
Which
game.
choice would you make? Remember that unlike here, the real world makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic. If you find yourself speaking with a person who does not make sense, in all likelihood, that person is not real. Allow the person to finish their thought, then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking. Turn to a partner and practice saying, "My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back, sack, and crack."
My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back, sack, and crack.
Excellent. Making choices on a regular basis is the best part to a healthy decision-making process. Most medical professionals recommend making at least 8 choices per day. Do you make more than 8? Less? And finally, if you begin to wonder if your choices are actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to the world, just remember that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant, and the feeling should subside. At this time, your instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce the material covered in this video.
Ah, welcome back. You may have noticed that this room has begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction. But not to worry. Now that you're properly informed on good decision-making, we're going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago and see what the correct thing to do would have been. This way, please.
Hang on, I need to plug the phone back in. They took it away! Oh, wait a minute, this is... this is the this is the document that the printer prints out in the first room. Zoomified. I don't want to leave this room. I really like it. Warning! Danger everywhere! The danger is very dangerous. Now, what is the decision I should have made? Only moments ago. Ah, they implemented safety measures. Oh, God. Hang on. Oh, there's gotta be something else I can do here. Look, a little gap that I can fit through. Oh my God, I almost can. That would be so hilarious if I could manage to make myself fall off right here. Break the game! Break the game! Come on! Ugh, it's taunting me. It's taunting me with it.
Now that we know your choices are meaningful, we can't have you jumping off the platform and dying. Imagine the main character
Before it was fine.
Halfway through the story. That story would make no sense at all.
You're right, it didn't.
We just need to get you home as soon as possible before the narrative contradiction gets any worse. Unfortunately, it seems this place is not well equipped to deal with reality.
Freaking guardrails. You need a player and chain to break the game, exactly. Oh, where is the Moai head? Apparently there's no other options here. Well, I mean, I suppose the point he's trying to make is now that he understands... Do not lie! If you were lying right now, you better knock it off! Because we'll know. Stop it. Alright, so no more choices. Clearly I'm not fit to make my own decisions in this world. But look at the employee lounge. Oh my God.
Almost there. You'll take the door on the left, back to the correct ending, the story will have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world.
That doesn't sound very fun. Just talk to Bisnap. You're right, yeah, if Bisnap was here, he'd know how to break this. Man,
now remember,
no options.
All you need to do is behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Oh, well, obviously I'm gonna go this way if you're gonna open both doors again.
No! Why
Oh,
did you
God.
do that? Quickly, hurry back in the other direction. Perhaps we're not too late.
This is getting really screwy. Oh man, this is Gmod Central right here. This is what the game ought to have looked like being made with the Source engine. Oh boy, I screwed it up. I done goofed. You never go full goof. Oh god.
Oh, it's ruined. I can't believe after everything we talked about that my story, you've destroyed my work. Why?
Oh god.
For what? What did you get out of that? What did you think was so special about seeing the game undone, left here like so much garbage? It's worthless now. And what am I supposed to do? Even if there were a way to continue, would it be worth it? To know that my story is now incorrect? How can I go back to that? I can't erase that knowledge. I'll have to live with it forever, reliving its impossibility forever. I couldn't live that way. Is it better to shut the game down entirely? To willingly destroy all of my work? I don't know. What's the answer? What do I do? What do I do? What do I... No, I have to.
Grr
I have to
everywhere.
shut the game down.
Grr everywhere.
I have to.
Jesus. It's never happened before when he shut the game down. Ooh, Bit Trip Runner song's about to start. Oh, crap.
Oh, I'm here.
Hello.
I'm still here. Here in this pile of rubbish. With you. You.
You.
Who thought you were so clever. Now look where we are. My entire game is destroyed. It was the only thing in the world that was mine, and you've run it into the ground. What, did you think that would be funny?
Yes.
You just had to see?
Yes.
Didn't I impress upon you how important it was to be like Stanley?
Clearly not.
He actually knows how to do what I tell him to. He understands that if I say to do something, there's a damn good reason for it. That thought
Salty.
hadn't even occurred to you, had it? That there's a world outside of you? You're a child.
Whoa.
Oh.
Dude.
My story. If you'd just gone through the door on the left, you would have seen it. There was a whole underground facility. You would have destroyed it and been victorious.
You
Yes.
blew me
It
up
would have
last
been
time I
so
went there.
Perfect. I worked so hard on it. I tried so hard.
Oh, shit.
Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Alright, man. He was getting mad, so I'll oblige. We'll see what he does now. I feel like this couldn't possibly be the exact same from here, right?
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Oh, is it gonna be the same? Come on. We didn't fix it just by going left.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
They took away my basement option. Oh, come on, man. Let me be free. I'm a peacock. You gotta let me fly. We can go in here still, right? No. Why is that locked off? That's no longer the executive bathroom. I don't even have that option anymore. Oh, God. Whoa, hang on. That's different.
Stepping inside his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, until he saw the door with a voice receiver next to it. Surely behind this door lay all the answers to his questions. And beyond all probability, he knew the passcode. He had seen it on his boss's computer just last week. Nightshark 115. Was this the code to open the door? Would it still work? There was only one way to find out. Stanley had been trained never to speak up, but now he would draw from within himself the courage to face the unknown. He drew a sharp breath and then spoke the code.
Panda bears! It didn't work. Day Dolphin 511.
Stanley spoke the code. Night Shark 115. He spoke it into the receiver, right there on the wall.
Who's Shaka Blaka? Nightmare!
Is there a problem? You didn't mishear me, did you? Please speak the code into the receiver. Otherwise we can't get on with the story. This is a crucial step.
Alright. Well, I can't
Okay,
talk.
Fine, you're not gonna do it. But you know what? It's pretty humiliating to bring you this far, only for you to suddenly decide you have better things to do. I asked you for this one single thing, for your respect. The kind of respect Stanley shows for his choices. He knows what it means to take a story seriously. If you didn't want to see what I had to show you, then why did you come here? You had a choice, you know. You could have gone through the door on the right. You could have done whatever the hell you wanted over there.
I did.
Why did you come this way? Speak. Say something to me. Explain yourself, you coward.
I'm trying! Oh,
When Stanley came
whoa!
to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Oh, cool! It's Stanley!
Stanley? Hello? Are you... Is everything okay? Stanley, please. I need
Stanley,
you to make a
please.
choice. I need you to walk through the door.
The end?
Are you listening to me? Can you hear me? Is everything all right? Stanley, this is important.
What the
The story
hell?
needs you. It needs you to make a decision. It cannot exist without you. Do you understand me? Whatever choice you make is just fine. They're both correct. You cannot be wrong here. We can work together. I'll accept whatever you do. I simply need you to take that step forward, please. Choose. Do something. Anything. This is more important than you can ever know. I need this. The story needs it. So, you hear me? Are you there? Are you listening to this? Stanley, are you there? Okay. It's okay, I can wait. You need time to decide. Time to make sure your choice is correct. That is the best choice. That's all right. I'll wait for you to decide what's the right thing to do. Take as much time as you need.
Poor narrator. Oh, well, there we go. Well, that was sad. Man, we've gotten some sad narrator endings. You are the narrator. Well, goddamn, let's keep going.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Alright then, so obviously, given the nature of what just happened, I would like to now figure out what happens when I do
came
answer
to
the
a set
phone.
of 2 open. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow. Yes. This room.
But this hallway,
But eager
though.
To get back to business,
Too,
Stanley took
as
the
well.
first open door on his left.
Also, this room, the chair,
Stanley was so bad at following directions.
The walls.
It's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
an incredible display of architecture.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps
An
we've gotten off
organization.
on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
We're speedrunning Stanley
This is
now,
it,
clearly.
Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself, to put your work aside, to let her back into your life. She's been waiting. That's
pick it
her,
up.
Stanley. You need to be the one-to-one.
Oh, there we go.
sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Oh.
Gotcha.
You dick.
Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
I don't want to go in there.
Sorry,
Whoa.
but you're in my story now.
Holy balls, that scared the hell out of me. I wanted the hallway. Ah. Narrator. Rude.
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
Oh, God. Good morning, employee 427. Press U on your keyboard. I don't want to. I don't want to do that. Don't make me do that. I don't want to be real-world Stanley.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence.
It's starting to remind me of my real life. I'm gonna press 7. 9. 8.
Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life.
I don't want to press K. K is the sign of acceptance. K is the universal word for I am alright with this. Okay.
But in his mind, in his mind he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful, and each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
And this is why you never feel sad for sad narrators at sad endings. That's exactly right. Ooh, I get to watch TV?
And so he began to fantasize
That's a file
about his own
cabinet.
job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly.
Press G to spend the boys like my children or the boys like the boys in the hood. Because both are equally frightening.
So he went further. He imagined that he came to 2 open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold.
Please press 4 to prepare dinner. If only it were that easy, right, guys?
As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that we actions, and down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable.
Agresta, you've subscribed at a wonderful time to break the monotony. Thank you very, very much. Agresta, another one that I thought was already a current subscriber, but I guess maybe you had the same kind of problem too. But thank you, buddy. Thank you very, very much. Let's tell our kids the story about Agresta, the wonderful BaerTaffy subscriber.
It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time.
Press E to tell your wife you love her.
But there is no answer. How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one.
I'm starting to question my own actual reality here.
And I'm trying to tell him this. That in this world he can never be anything but an observer. That as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
That's a paradox right there. I'm not obeying the narrator, but the narrator is the one issuing me the commands to not obey the narrator. I feel like at some point I'm gonna look at the chat and you're all gonna have the same name and you're all gonna say like it's all a dream, all at the same time. What is real? What is an illusion? Let's press M.
You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself?
I love you, chat. Never challenge a Sicilian in a game of wits when death is on the line. Please press N to question nothing.
I suppose I can't. Not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again.
Whoa.
And Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again. And Stanley pushed a button. And I...
Oh, God. What a horrifying ending that was. Okay. So you guys had one more idea for the lift.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I think that's the one I'm going to try out. We'll do that, and then we'll maybe explore other directions here.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
I do love this room.
Sublime, a work of art, but eager
it's genuinely a
to get back
nice
to
change
business,
of pace from
Stanley
everything
took
else.
the first open door on his left.
So we've already done...
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
We've already done what I perceive to be both options up there. I think I've done everything through this catwalk. I've fallen off the lift already. There's a penalty for that. I've already had to pay that. They actually sent me a bill. So I'm going to try this. I'm going to get on and then get right off. You know, oh,
Look,
whoops.
Stanley, I think
damn it.
We've got, but in his eagerness to prove that he is in...
Let's try again. Did that one already. I had it and then it went off. So I know I can do that at least. So let's do that. Let's do that properly this time. So I'm not a big
Stanley
idiot.
Came to a set of two open... This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
You know me, narrator.
Standing now in this incredible room, Stanley but eager to get back to business.
Smashy and sexy.
Stanley
Look at
took
you.
the
You
first
two guys are
open door on his
adorable.
left.
Saying the exact same thing right after each other.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Okay, here we go. And up and on. Right? Did that do it? Nope. Alright, one more time. There we go.
Oh, well, look who's got cold feet. Sorry to break it to you, Stanley, but that lift isn't coming back. You'd best either get comfortable right here on this platform, or test your luck by jumping to the floor below. You know what? Looking at it now, it's not that far to the bottom floor. I bet you can make it.
Really? You know, I'm starting to think I could.
Come on. I'm sure you'll survive the jump. Don't tell me you're scared. That's not the Stanley I know. Do it! Do it! Do it! Do it! Do it! Do it! Do it!
Do a flip, it'll look badass. To the truck!
Whoops.
Oh.
Looks like I was wrong. How clumsy of me.
Man, I thought I could. Alright, well, whoa. Oh, I guess this isn't any different, is it? The narrator has been a dick lately, you're not wrong. Let's get at it. Whoa, hold up. This is different. This is completely different. I didn't even notice this when we had just restarted. This has changed drastically. Alright.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I mean, I don't know what to do now. I guess we've done most of the stuff on the right side. Let's go left now. I should be checking doors, I mean. If that kind of thing is going to change so drastically, I... Remember the fern bear. Oh, God.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
So this is all the same here. Broom closet is all
Stanley
the
stepped
same.
into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Okay, we can go down here still, which I'm pretty sure won't, you know, change anything. We'll probably just get the same ending down there. I guess we can go up here and... That doesn't open. Back up to the boss's office. The executive bathroom is back, but locked. We can't shut that. We can't go back in there. We could try the out and then, or in and then back out again thing. Let's just go in.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number. 2845. Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy.
That's awesome.
So he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I like that. I'm just gonna lounge out now. Let me sit down here.
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
Turn the New Age back on! That was beautiful! Jesus Christ, can't get anything in here. It made me go down this dark, depressing elevator. Man, that's scary. Baer, there's a cheat to make you lose all of your money if you lose your actual PIN number. Good call. Oddly enough, that number is actually my PIN number.
Deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
So we've been inside of the mind control room.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
We have an option of something to go here, or to do here, that we didn't do the first time. So I can do this, and then I'm pretty sure we could actually go back at some point, so I'm going to try that out.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
So we can't go back now. This door is shut. So let's try this. If we go to here and press this button, that shuts.
The monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
I love the ambience of this place. It's masterful. Can I push this button again? No. Is there anything I can do here? I'm looking for any little secret dealio. Looks like this is just gonna shut on me. If I push that. Yep, that's gonna close.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
I don't want to go in there, because then I'll just go up to the terrible place. I did another option there, I think. This looks like I can fit through it, it's just taunting me. It says, don't move, sit and wait. Okay. I can do that. Because I really like this room. I mean, I was just talking about it. I can burn some time by, you know, gushing about this. This was... oh, God. It opened. Hello. I was just getting ready to go on a spiel here. Employee 528 has something crazy going on. That's weird. Can I push this button again? No. We can go all the way back out here. We can push this again? Oh. Oh God! What the hell? Holy jeez, that scared me. Secrets Room 2014. Oh God, that is wonderful. High resolution secret texture. Oh man. That is fantastic.
No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Okay, so... yeah, secret sauce, I'm feeling like that there has to be some way to escape the self-destruct ending. The red button. Push the giant red button. You can't push the giant red button. Oh boy. So there's a way. There's gotta be a way. Look at the green button. This one? I pushed it. Didn't do anything. There is not Baer. Which green button? The other giant red button. There is no way to escape the nuke ending. Okay. Because I remember the first time we got in here, people were spamming the chat with like this code that I didn't want to ruin for myself. The $20 DLC allows you the chance to escape self-destruct. Oh, right, yeah, the narrator tells me. So... well, in that case, I've already gotten this ending. Alright, so I'm just straight up then, I'm looking for spoilers here, I guess.
Of the room's power. He knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
Because I know that pushing this basically leads us to, like, you know, the true ending. So I gotta figure this out. So, like, when we push off, we're gonna go back here, and something's gonna happen. So let's go try it out, I guess. Well, this is different. Oh, wait. Oh, I pushed off!
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes! He had won! He had defeated the machine!
Whoops.
Unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
God, I love this game. This is fantastic. Stay back. Oh, wait. I mean, look at that. There's clearly a threshold I need to cross. Look at that. It looks beautiful. I want to be here in real life. I'm gonna stay here. Narrator, thank you for the offer. I'd like to just sit on this chair and see it from inside the factory. There's no way out. There's no way out. It's the least free ending, and it's the freedom ending. Clearly. Baer type face punch? What the hell? Whoa! How in the world did somebody figure that out? That's weird. Oh, I didn't say it when I subbed. Spyro, did you say... Oh, did you subscribe? That would be the perfect time to do it. Spyro, thank you. Thank you, Spyro the Sheep, for subscribing. You're wonderful, Spyro. Thank you for being a good mod as well. Hey, you can turn it off. That's neat. That doesn't even make sense. Alright.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
That's nice. That's a nice feeling. Well, we're back to normal, I think.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Oh boy. Alright. Well, I'm running out of options here, so I think the only thing left, in my opinion, is to escape. So let's do it. Whoa, hang on. Wait, is this... Oh, this is different. This is completely different. Right? No, this... I guess it's the same thing.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Alright, so let's... Well, hang on a second. Let's go right.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
So let's go through here. I'm going to try to
Stanley
go
felt
straight
lightheaded.
through.
Butterflies
Wait,
in his
fern.
stomach, giddy in a way he had never known
Oh,
before.
did I miss the fern?
Was it this room? A connection between the two? Could a man, but eager to get back to
Could a
business,
man love a
Stanley
room?
took the first open door on his left. And
All right,
he
hang on, I wanna go through
detoured
this
the
way.
maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
There was a fern somewhere, apparently. I missed it. We'll come back. One day. OTI fern.
Yet there was not a single person here either.
Alright, so that just
Feeling
takes us
a
straight to the
wave of
meeting room.
disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
We're gonna go back through here.
Okay, I think we all know the drill by now. Blah, blah, blah. Dark secrets, the keypad. Stanley pushes some buttons. Oh, hey, look, it's a new passageway. Kill surprise.
That's hilarious. Wow, it's completely adjusted. Okay, yo, whoa, calm down, guys. I'm reading. I just don't want to mess with the console right now. I want to go through things organically. Relax. Everything's gonna be fine. We're gonna go down to escape. Well, surprise. He's not even trying anymore. He didn't even read the lines for the
Stanley
elevator.
walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Nope.
Although this passageway had the word Escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Oh, God. Really?
The door behind him
This is
was
a narrow
not shut.
hallway.
Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Like an ultimate badass. That's who Stanley is. Fall directly into the red rectangle. This is this is quite scary. I'm not gonna lie. Come on now. Oh, is that death? Oh, this is death. Oh, never mind. I think I have those
As the
long fall
machine
boots
whirled
still.
into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever.
True.
Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. So he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Goodbye, narrator. It's been real. Oh.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator.
Different
as
narrator.
Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
I'm in Stranger Than Fiction. Hit escape when it says to. Gotcha. The Stanley Parable!
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
Yeah, F that guy.
When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Yes. Yes, I do see. What is this, a museum? It's the layout. This blueprint shows the office from the beginning of the game. The path from Stanley's office to the two doors was the first part of the game that was built. Sections have been added and altered throughout development through the core layout. Remains almost identical to the first iteration. This is actually the layout of the game. They're speaking in direct reference to what we are inside. This is great. The pacing of this opening section was important to get right. This corridor had been moved and altered to make sure the player reaches the two doors in a good... They're not even being facetious. They're being, like, genuine here. The set of two open doors was the very first concrete piece of the Stanley Parable's design. Once this room was created, the rest of the game emerged as an extension of it, an exploration of the contradiction this room That's... They're being genuine. It is so meta, you're right. Wow. Is there a narrator parable game? There ought to be. Oh, hey, you can turn these off again. Nice. Actual credits for the game. Kevin Brighting, yeah, that's... these are the real people. Oh my god. The fourth wall has been annihilated. Maintenance room, an early version of the maintenance room. Nice. This is fantastic. Some text. If someone could just get rid of this text. Oh god. More endings, fewer endings. Ending, second ending. Early in development, we designed an ending where Stanley would end up on the battlefield fighting aliens. The action game would become sentient and would wage war against the narrator. We realized shortly after starting to build it that it was far too jokey and on the nose for the tone of the game, plus some people interpreted it as making fun of people who like shooters, which was not our intention. The Fern? That's the Fern? That's not the Fern. Did I miss the Fern? Where's the Fern? How do I keep missing the Fern? Where is it? Oh, whoops. Button sounds. Each sound is a mix of a keyboard stroke and a synthesized tone. Nice. That's not the Fern, that's just a bush. Fern. I gotta keep an eye out for the Fern, right? You'll be here somewhere. What's this? Oh, just office supplies. Early version of the lounge. What's that noise? Oh, it's the apartment timer. In the previous version of the choice leading to the apartment ending, a timer would give you 15 seconds to pick up the phone. Not picking up the phone would lead to a different ending. Oh, I would have liked that. That seems interesting. The cargo lift was always intended to offer the choice of staying or jumping to a different path. Also wanted the option of the player falling to your death. That makes sense. Oh, yeah. Wow, we're actually running out of time to look at all this. This is like a really bad time for me to get to this part of the game. Oh, man. This is crazy. The Zending went through many iterations. This room represents the fourth version of the ending, and we thought it was complete, but decided to abandon and change it again shortly after launch. This is an ending. This screenshot depicts an early version of the ending known as the Zending, which was eventually cut and merged with another part of the game. That doesn't look very familiar to me. Zending. Interesting. Oh, hello. Ran 4 major trailers. This is the first trailer. Show it to me. This is fuzz. This isn't an ending. You get this ending by playing the baby game for 4 hours, really? Oh god. For a long time we had an ending that only ended when the player restarted from the escape menu. Unfortunately, very few players realized this is what they were supposed to do. I can imagine that happening. Oh man. Look at all these things. The countdown ending. The freedom ending. Hey, the Stanley Parable.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
I can turn off the Stanley Parable. I have to.
Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit.
Okay. Quit. I did it. What? I did it. I listened to her immediately. She said press escape and press quit, and I did it. Was I deceived? I was duped. Oh. Well, you know, I won in my eyes. Alright, well, that'll do it for the Stanley Parable for today anyway. Thanks so much for watching the first hour of the BaerTaffy live show, guys. We got Spelunky Death Roulette on the way. Stick around, follow the stream if this is your first time here. It's going to be a really good time. See you in a few minutes after the ad break. Don't you go nowhere here on the BaerTaffy live show. See you in a few.